Hey guys, I'm Scott from the Mental Metal channel and mentalmetaldetecting.com, and today it's all about the Apex. We have one and we're going to talk about it. So join me right now. Hey guys, Scott here again. We're going to talk about the Apex today. I'm really super grateful that Fort Bedford Metal Detectors was able to get one of these out to me within a day of shipping. So I think a lot of people start getting their Apexes today, and I'm no exception. So thanks again, Keith, for hooking me up, giving me the opportunity to take a look at this machine. I'm really excited about it. I'll probably never own one just because I have enough metal detectors in my arsenal, but I'm a big Garrett fan at heart. I had an AT Pro. I love that thing. I still have it. I got it retrofitted with new parts and stuff now, so it's almost a brand new machine. So I'm pretty happy that I have that still in my arsenal. I like to use that in the water. But everybody's been waiting for a long time to see what Garrett's going to do with the with a new line of metal detectors, or if they're going to do anything. And then they came out, I think back in May, and they talked about this new Apex that they came out with, and a lot of hype surrounding it. And to be honest with you, it kind of let me down a little bit personally, because I was hoping for something new from like the AT series. But instead they went with the ACE, and they're calling their new machine the Apex. Now I can tell you, just pulling this thing out of the box, putting it together, it is a very simple machine, like they talk about here on their webpage. Simplicity with full control. It is very simple to turn this thing on and go. I am not kidding you. If you're used to using an ACE metal detector or an AT series metal detector, you will have this mastered in about 5 minutes. It's that simple. So I want to kind of take some time and go through some questions and stuff that I had been receiving from people. We'll use some of those questions as some of the guide to what we're going to talk about today. But I'm also writing an article on my blog site about the Apex and what I've learned about it so far. So I will post a link in the description as well, so you guys can check out that link. There'll be some more detailed information in there. I'm going to do some testing of depth and VDI numbers, and all that will be listed in the article. So be on the lookout for that. But let's get into the question and answer kind of things. So one of the first questions somebody asked was, is this machine, this Apex, going to replace the AT, like the AT series machines, like the AT Pro, AT Gold, or AT Max? The answer is no. This is a completely different machine. It is based off of the ACE line of detectors. So if anything, it's an upgrade to the ACE series of Garrett's metal detectors. So no, it's not going to be a replacement for the AT Pro or AT Max or AT Gold. We'll go into reasons why, but I suspect down the road that Garrett will do something to that series of detectors and maybe facelift them or upgrade them, or maybe come out with something new, but probably have this multi-frequency technology, multi-flex they call it, built right into the AT series. But that's pure speculation on my part. I have no idea or inside baseball knowledge of that, so take that with a grain of salt. Hey guys, setting up the Apex is a breeze. It's actually really easy. Let's see if I can do this here without getting a glare. Power button, pretty simple. Turn it on. There you go. If you have headphones, it's going to try to pair those. If you don't, then it defaults to the speaker. I don't have my headphones today because I want you guys to hear some of this. I've got 2 bars of battery. You got your sensitivity bar here, your depth gauge here, your VDI numbers up here. For your range and whatnot. And you also have your notch patterns here. The solid line is the things you can notch out. To get to each menu system, go to mode to get you into the programs. Right now I'm in 0 mode. It's where I like to hunt. But you also have coins, US coins, jewelry, relics, and custom. Like I said, I'm going to stay in 0. I like 0 better. 0 discrimination. If you want to get to the other menu system, you click the menu bar or the menu button, and you get the sensitivity, volume, iron volume, frequency, and channel. So if you go into click that again, you click sensitivity, up, minus, lowers sensitivity. I'm going to run mine in one bar back today in this permission. The volume is the volume of the speaker itself. I have mine set at 6. Iron volume at 1. You can raise it up to 8. I'm going to leave mine at 1 today. Frequency, you can start in multi-frequency, multi-salt for the beach. You can do 5 kilohertz, 10, 20, 15, 20, and back to multi-frequency. I'm going to leave it in multi-frequency. And then it's your channel changing if you want to change channel 1 to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It only goes to 8, so it goes at 3. So that's just if you have interference from other machines, you can change the channel a bit and it will adjust your frequency just slightly. And that is really it, folks. If you want a notch, it's really simple. You basically have your notch by pressing the plus and minus arrow. You have your notch indicator up here to get rid of something you don't want to hear. Like, let's say, for instance, 0 through 5, we'll notch that. 5 through 10, notch that. All the way up to, we're gonna go all the way up to 40 on this permission. I don't want to dig any iron. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to notch all that out, and we're going to hunt the rest of the day in this from 40 on up to 99. That's really it, folks. It's pretty simple. If you're familiar with the ACE menu and the AT series menu system, this thing's a breeze. It's easy to set up, and you'll be hunting in no time. Alright, next question is the Apex waterproof? The answer is not exactly. This was kind of a letdown to some of us out there who are hoping for a 100% waterproof machine that you could submerge down to like 10 feet, but we didn't get it with the Apex. This machine is only waterproof from the DD Viper coil all the way up to the control box. Do not submerge this thing completely underwater. The control box is only considered water resistant. So I'm not really sure what water resistant means, but I don't think I would have it out there in a downpour. You might have some light drizzle, you might be okay with that, but I wouldn't take it in the rain. I would not take it in a downpouring rain. But if it's like a misty dew or something out there in the morning, like a light fog, and it gets kind of, little water droplets are fine. I think when you get a lot of water and a lot of, in a short amount of time is when you're going to be in trouble. So don't submerge this thing in water or you'll be in trouble. So a lot of people have been asking about the smaller search coil and what's up with that. And well, Garrett combined the 11-inch DD coil with the 5x8 coil, and now they're calling it the Viper 6x11 coil. So it's something new. We'll see how it works. I checked it out. It doesn't look too bad. I think I'd actually like that coil, so we'll see. I'll test it out a little bit. But that's why it's smaller. They've combined two coils in one. You should be able to get the coverage you normally got with an 11-inch coil, but you have the luxury of getting in those tight spaces with the 6-inch diameter as well. So that's why it's smaller. Alright, so one of the big questions everybody has about the Apex is whether or not it performs on the beach. Well, with the new multi-flex and multi-salt features of the Apex, it looks like it's actually doing the job this time around. So if you ever had an AT series machine or an ACE series, you know that when you hit the wet sand and surf, the machine never really performed really well, and it got very, very unstable because of the mineralization and the salt and the sand. With the Apex, that has been corrected and fixed. Now, I don't know how deep you can get, how much depth you can get with these machines. I have no time to go test it at the beach this go around, but maybe in the future. But I have watched several videos of people using it on the beach, and it's very, very stable, and they're finding the things that you normally would find on the beach that other machines would find. So I think Garrett got it right on this machine for the beach performance. Supposedly on the beach, this machine is very stable, very quiet, and works very well in the multi-salt feature and in the multi-frequency feature as well. So some folks were asking about the battery and what happens if you have to service the battery, and that's a great question because the battery itself is an internal battery. You cannot take it apart, take it out, or anything. So Garrett has a 2-year warranty on their machines, so hopefully you'll get multiple years of use out of your battery. I have an XP Deus with an internal battery itself. You can replace those, but I've had my machine now for over 4 years and the battery is still great. So And I use a lot, so I suspect it'll be something similar to that. I don't think they'll have a lot of battery issues, but if you need servicing, you're going to have to probably send it back to Garrett. My dog is getting into something. So you're going to probably have to send it back to Garrett. Probably a little bit of an inconvenience, but you know Garrett's services, they're quick. They'll get it back to you as soon as they can. What does the Apex sound like? Well, I did a quick sample for you here, a little video clip of my testing of the some coins and a bullet and some other things, just to get the VDI numbers and test the depth a little bit. So here's a little taste of that. If you want to know all the VDI numbers of all the things I tested, check out the blog over on mentalmetaldetecting.com. Again, the link is in the description. 66, 65 for the bullet, silver ring. 90, 91 arch cent, 85, 84 half dollar, 90, 91. Alright, separation speed. People want to know how fast this thing picks out targets amongst the iron and whatnot. Well, I'm just gonna tell you up front that is an ACE metal detector. It is considered a beginner metal detector in my opinion, or maybe mildly advanced, but it's not anywhere near a mid-range or an advanced metal detector like AT Max or the Equinox or an XP Deus or whatever. This machine is at the very basic levels with some really cool technology that they put in it. However, the separation speed on this is not the greatest. It is about average in my opinion. The real big test here is to put two nails down on a coin and see how close together you can get those nails to the coin and before you can hear the coin. We're going to do a little test with that scenario, and I'm going to show that to you here in a second, so stand by. Alright, this is the dime and two nail test. But if you move this way, you're not going to hear it. If you come back this way, there it is. This way, nope. So does the Apex get better depth? I honestly don't know. I don't have another Ace machine to compare it to, or its other predecessors. I did do some depth testing, air tests. I know those aren't the best things to do for real depth, and ground conditions play a huge factor in depth. But just to get an idea, I wanted to see what items would register, what targets would register. I created a table over on my website on the article I wrote. Again, the link's in the description. But you can see all the things that I tested, and I wrote down VDI numbers and the number of inches I got with the air test for depth. Silver quarter. Three ringer. Silver dime. Silver ring. Silver half. Large scent. So up next is a couple clips of me taking the Apex out on a quick hunt to one of my favorite permissions, and it's just loaded full of trash. So a couple quick clips here, and then I'll bring you home for a final recap, and then we'll close it out. Got a good signal here. Jumped around, but it's in the high 80s. Let's pinpoint it. So right there. Let's mark it. I think it might be a dime, that's my guess. Ooh, we're in the root system over here. It's hard doing this one-handed. Figures it's by the root. Oh, I'm going to put you down. Hold on a second. Well, it's out. And it's going to be a washer. Yeah, it sounded good. Alright, I think we got a coin in this plug. It was raining in the 80s, low 80s. The reason I think it's a coin is because I can kind of see it right here. So what is it going to be? Probably a nickel. Oh wow, nickel. Seemed awful high for a nickel. I'm surprised. On the air test they were getting 51, 52. So, that's weird. Maybe there's another one in here. Ah, there could be like another coin in here. Maybe it was taking the higher one. I think there is. We got a little coin spill or something here. Oh, another nickel. Well, 2 nickels. Interesting. Is there anything else in here? Oh, there might be something else in here. Hold on. Sounds like something's over there. Sorry about this one-handed approach, but here it is. There's the dime. So look at that, folks. 2 nickels and a dime, and it picked up that dime pretty easily. It's down a good 6-7 inches. So Apex might not be too bad of a machine. Hey guys, okay, so let's do some recapping here. The Apex, the Garrett ACE APEX. I took it out here in this permission today because I know there's a ton of stuff in the ground. There's a ton of junk in the ground. There's iron. There's coins. There's all kinds of stuff that I have not finished getting out of here yet. So I thought we'd bring it over here for a good test, and it did well. I mean, the Apex is not going to be your Amphibial Multi, your Equinox 6 or 800. It's just not gonna. It's not gonna get that separation speed that you get with those machines, which you shouldn't. I mean, this is not a machine that is geared towards that caliber of hunting. So this is a very entry-level to mid-level machine, but it's very simple to use and set up, and you can be off and hunting in about 10 seconds, really. It's that simple. So I did stay in here for about an hour and dug up a few things just to see what things sounded like, and I did a couple on video here. But for the most part,
I wanted to get an idea of what a good signal sounded like versus, you know, an iffy signal. So here's what I got from the digs today. So I did dig up a bottle cap. Didn't know it was a bottle cap until I dug it. I thought this was going to be a nice coin, but you know, in essence, it should have been a coin. But these things always fool every machine, technically. I did dig a few pull tabs just because I wanted to know what they sounded like, and now I have a good understanding of what they do sound like a read on the VDI. When you get signals that jump around the VDI quite a bit, probably going to be something like this. Dug a piece of wire that sounded really good in the low 80s and thought it might have been a coin, but it was still jumping a little bit. But it turned out to be that. I thought this was going to be a coin, but it was in the low 80s as well. So, but what I did find is I did find a little coin spill, I guess you could call it. It was picking up the dime that was deeper than the nickels that were on top, which was interesting. So there were 3 coins in that hole, and that was pretty impressive actually for this little Apex machine. Overall, the build of the machine is it's pretty solid. I like it. The Viper coil is okay. I think it's going to do okay for them. I didn't have any issues with it. I pinpointed on the money with it. It was it's a good coil, it seems. It got a lot of depth. I mean, some of these things are down 9-10 inches. So overall, I think the Apex is going to be okay for those beginners, or you know, folks who want to upgrade from their bounty hunters or whatever those beginner machines are. This is a good kind of middle of the road machine for folks who have been metal detecting a little while. Again, you don't have waterproof capability. It's only waterproof from here to here. That's it. The coil's waterproof, the shaft and stem's waterproof, the control box is not. So that's a downfall for a lot of people. They didn't want this machine because it didn't have, the whole thing wasn't 100% submersible. So other than that, it felt great. I liked using it. I enjoyed using it. I like the design of it. It's pretty slick. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Garrett has coming in the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something about the Apex. If you have any questions, drop me a comment. I could do some more tests. I could do some more question answering. I'm not going to have this machine forever. Got to send it back to Fort Bedford. And I want to give a big shout out to them for letting me have one of these machines to review. So thanks to Keith and those guys up there, Fort Bedford Metal Detectors. If you are looking for a metal detector, if you're looking for an Apex, any of the machines that I feature on my channel, they have them. So reach out to him, give Keith a call. All his information is in the link below, or in the description below. And that's it. That's it for me. Thanks for coming along today, and thanks for helping me review the Garrett ACE Apex. See ya!